Hey everybody, Brandon Jones here. Happy Thanksgiving. It is Thursday, November 22nd, and this is your Cup of Jones. This is a special public episode of Cup of Jones in the spirit of giving. This will be available to everybody. This is a short, quick update. Usually I do Cup of Jones live. If you are new to Easy Allies, welcome, and if you are not a patron, consider doing so. You can go to patreon.com/easyallies. You can join me every Thursday morning at 10 a.m. when I usually do live streams of Cup of Jones. I will update people on fun stuff that's going on at Easy Allies. I'll also take a lot of questions, business or personal, and answer them. It's usually a 2 to 3 hour affair, but this is going to be a really quick update for all of you on fun stuff that is happening now at Easy Allies. First and foremost, I want to talk about our studio search. As probably many of you are familiar, we hit our studio goal this past summer, and we are actively looking for another space. Currently, we are in my garage at my house, and we're looking to actually get our own studio space. We're hoping to hear back from that after the holidays because the owner of the building is away on holiday, actually out of the country, and so hoping to hear back from them very, very soon so we can give you an update on that. I did have a very fun conversation today with someone who we are hoping to hire should we get the space that we want to build our sets. And we're going to have two specific sets. One's going to be the desk set that basically I'm sitting at now, and the other's going to be a streaming set where we usually see our group streams or any fun streams we do, Blood Pact and stuff like that, on a couch. And so talked a lot about comparisons between stuff that they had built, sets that we liked, and very excited to work with this person, very excited to hit the gas and go full speed with the studio move, and hoping that we actually get the space that we are actively put in an offer. It's unfortunate because it means we're not searching for other places now because we really love this space and we think everything would work out if we get it. So I am waiting just along with you, and you will be the first to know. Obviously, if you're a patron at patreon.com/easyallies, you'll be the first to know when that studio actually becomes a thing. We're not going to do a tournament this month. Every Tuesday night on twitch.tv/easyallies, we do our group stream. And once a month, we typically do a tournament. Just didn't work out that a tournament didn't work out this month because there weren't games that seemed perfectly obvious to have a tournament in relation to when we plan to stream them. We were going to do something with Pokemon, and a lot of us were playing it at various different speeds, and so it didn't really work out. And so we played Pokemon for the last group stream, and then next Tuesday we're going to be playing a game which we wanted to play a long time ago, and we've played other variations of it in the past, and we just recently got a code for the 5th iteration of the Jackbox Party Pack, and that we've just been frothing at the bit to play that. And so we were originally scheduled to play Darksiders 3. We will possibly as a group or individually get to that game as soon as possible, but it's time for Jackbox. So look forward to that next Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Pacific time on twitch.tv/easyallies. Box Peak Season 1 is done. If you are on our YouTube channel or on Patreon, you probably know what Box Peak is, but in case you were just waiting until they were all out, or in case you haven't checked them out yet, there are 5 episodes in Season 1. I personally think this is one of the best things we've ever produced here at Easy Allies, and even at Game Trailers, working with this team. I'm really proud of the stuff that Kyle did. I'm really proud of everybody's performances in there. I'm obviously proud of my wife, who's like 10 billion characters on the show, and I really want to get the word out, and so I'm actually exploring some possible avenues of advertising the show, because I think it's something that really makes sense for people to discover Easy Allies outside of the reactions that we do and the reviews that we do. You don't really need to know a lot about us. It's a good entry point, I think, into Easy Allies, and so I really want to get as many eyeballs on that as possible. So I'm looking into that, but if you obviously could share that and send that out to your friends, thanks to people like Hogue and the Hashtagonist, who have already done some beautiful tweets talking about the high quality of Box Peak, which I am in it, and I helped a little bit in its creation, but obviously Kyle Bossman, that's his baby, and so hats off to Kyle. It was fun finally seeing all those episodes because I saw them with you. I watched them for the first time with everybody else. We previously did an exclusive show on patreon.com/easyallies. Again, for just $1, you gain access to all of the exclusive stuff, which includes spoiler mode, this every week, Cup of Jones, which I do live normally, and it's about 3 hours, and For That Reason, which is a limited run show that we did exclusively for patrons. Our next exclusive show is going to be Fancy 15, which is a continuation of a show we had at Game Trailers called First 15, and in that we play 15 minutes straight of a game and talk about it and critique it and give it a score, which is extremely unfair, but hopefully we will give some exposure to some old games, some fun games that we were gifted from our audience, from our community, and some stuff that we've been waiting to play for a long period of time. That's a limited run series. I believe there is 5 or 6 episodes of that. Thanks to Ian for putting that together. And you don't get the whole crew, but I think there are 5 or 6 of us, which is why there's 5 or 6 episodes. And I really enjoyed those because people have talked about possibly having more group streams, more group live stuff once we move into the studio. And it's nice to deliver something exclusively to our patrons that is more of us, doing one of the things we love so much, which is just getting together, playing a fun game, and possibly getting a little too critical of it. So that will premiere this upcoming Monday. Again, this is Thanksgiving when I'm recording this, but that'll be the following Monday, 10 a.m. Pacific time on patreon.com/easyallies. Our Q&A is usually on a Saturday, and through scheduling snafus around the holidays, we're going to be doing that on Monday. So if you regularly join us for our Q&A, which is another tier that you can find at patreon.com, you can join us. It'll still be at noon, but it'll be next Monday, the same Monday the Fancy 15 premieres. And you can check that later on our YouTube channel when that conversation goes up. We do that every month. So if you would like to ask a question in the Q&A for the next month, you can do that on patreon.com. Go check out those tiers. We mentioned this before on Cup of Jones, but I haven't mentioned this specifically on our YouTube channel. March 23rd, which will be 2 days after we turn 3 years old, will be our 3rd anniversary celebration. We're going to be doing a show at Tommy's Place at USC, which is located very close to downtown Los Angeles. Again, that is Saturday, March 23rd, and we'll have a lot more information about what that show is going to be like. But we wanted to get that date out, get the location out as soon as possible in case anybody wants to put that on their calendar or is making travel plans to meet us. We usually do a big meetup at PSX, which is not happening this year, so we're not going to be doing something in December, so very much looking forward to that, to getting as many of our fans together in one place as possible, having a big party, celebrating Easy Allies. So put that on your calendar if you have not. We had a countdown that went up, top 10 most underappreciated Pokemon, and I don't usually specifically shine a light on countdowns, but it was a very different countdown. In the comments, I'm seeing a lot of Final Bossman vibe quotes, and I want to thank Kyle Bossman for shouldering that entire countdown. So the countdown is just him, very similar to this actually. It's just him sitting at a desk talking about his 10 most, what he believes are the 10 most underappreciated Pokemon. It's a wonderful video, and I just want to thank Kyle because obviously he did all the work on that one, and so that gave us a break to work on other projects this month. We do have 3 other countdowns we have already picked that will take us well into 2019, and there's some fun lists. I'm looking forward to delivering those. But again, thanks, Kyle, and I love that video. So if you miss Final Bossman, not to like bait a Final Bossman carrot in front of you, but on Cup of Jones, I have a lot of people that miss that format, that miss Kyle at a desk being a goofball. And you definitely get 13 minutes of that. So go check out that countdown if you haven't. We have a new group stream sponsor. Cracked a little bit there. Again on Tuesday nights, 6 p.m. Pacific time, twitch.tv/easyallies. All 9 of us gather together and we play fun games. And we now have a sponsor for that specific event. It is Trust Gaming, which produces a lot of furniture and gaming accessories, a lot of fun tech equipment. And not only are they going to be offering some really fun offers through our group stream, and they're supporting us financially, but they're going to be helping us get fun new equipment for our studio space whenever we are able to lock that down. And we've obviously had sponsors before. We have sponsors for Frame Trap. We are sponsors for the Easy Allies podcast. We have our mega sponsor, which sponsors both. There are a lot of those openings up. Actually, I will mention this again in a couple seconds, but if you'd like to become a sponsor of the podcast, there are slots that are open. But just want to thank Trust Gaming because specifically sponsoring that group stream is something that we haven't done before. And so when you see the name Trust Gaming, fly around, it just seemed like we're definitely in favor of tech-focused things because, we are a reviews outlet. And so, when we are sponsored by something like Scorn, which we sponsored the podcast for a long time, we might stream that someday, but we're not going to be reviewing that game. We definitely want to put a separation between our editorial opinions of something and then the people that choose to sponsor us. So when we get a big tech sponsor like that, it's really exciting. And we like the stuff that Trust makes, and we're really excited about that relationship. So a thank you to Trust. And again, if you see that name being floated around and people in chat are like, Trust Gaming, what's going on? Then you can spread the word that there will be fun new offers coming up. And hopefully we will develop that relationship and see where that goes. And a final note, currently we are below 50K on Patreon. We talked about this before, but it is nice to put in this video to let our audience know on YouTube. So we've surpassed that 50K goal. This summer, that put us on the road to getting a studio. We are so very close to getting a studio right now. Whenever we see a place that we really like, we try to pounce on it. And right now, it's real estate's super exciting. If any of you don't know, if you've not gotten in the game, but there's a lot of back and forth when you actually find some place. You don't make a decision right away. There's a lot of paperwork to fill out, and so we are going through that process right now. And we have dipped below the 50K level on Patreon. And I mentioned this before, but we're definitely going to put a lot more of an effort into enticing new patrons, into really incentivizing people to look at our 52K goal, which is full playthrough Fridays, our 55K goal, which is Huber's Game Show, which we very shortly are going to be doing a test of, and I will be one of the contestants on that, and I'm scared because I'm horrible at trivia, but I'm really excited to see that show come together. Thanks to Ian and friends for putting a lot of work into that, and obviously Huber, and the 58K goal, which I'm very excited about, especially now that I had a conversation today about our desk space and that room. If you saw GT Live back at Game Trailers, some kind of live guest show that will be in the vein of that show that we produced way back in the day. Couple years ago, but still seems like forever ago. So very fun goals. And as I mentioned, we do have open sponsor slots. If you're interested in being a sponsor of Frame Trap or the Easy Allies podcast, now is a great time to do it going into the holidays. And I saw some people actually in Twitch chat that were thinking about sponsoring, but they're like, I can only sponsor for 1 month and I don't want to do that to the guys. Sponsor us for whatever length of time you want. We have a lot of people that sponsor us for different reasons. People that just like to support us, and people obviously who have maybe a Kickstarter or a small business that they want to promote. And so love each and every one of our sponsors, especially for the month of November going into the end of 2018. And you have all made some really fun things happen. Because we were above that 50K goal, we have saved a lot of money that was budgeted for the studio. And so it's really exciting to be able to spend that money now on equipment, on new lights, on possible remodeling to the new space to specifically accommodate our needs, and to build a couple of fun sets that I hopefully are going to look great. And hopefully not have flies, flying around or whatever that was, in the new space. But there we go. That's all my stuff. So I just basically want to say that we're full speed ahead on the studio, and once we move into that studio space, for anybody that's like, hey, they're 49,000 instead of 50K, what's going on? Whenever we have podcast sponsors drop out of these big sponsors, they take $500, $250 with them, and so that near the end of the month can be a little volatile on Patreon, but the studio really represents a huge change within this company. And if you follow us on patreon.com, if you watch Cup of Jones every week, I will give you a lot more information about specifically what we want to do with the studio space and what you can expect from Easy Allies in the future in a brand new space that we've never occupied before. That even going back to all of the weird offices that I got to work in at Viacom and MTV Networks and Defy Media, this is really a unique space, and it's all gonna be all ours. We're really not gonna share it with anybody else, and so that will be a different experience than we've really ever had. And so thank you so much for getting us there. Even if you're just watching this video, if you're like, yeah, this is great, Jones, I really appreciate you doing this. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm still not giving you $1. The fact that you're here on Patreon, the fact that you watched this 15-20 minute video about me talking about all sorts of business stuff, I really appreciate you being a part of this. If you can just retweet a Box Peak mention, or just let a friend or family know over the holidays that Box Peak is a thing. Any way you can spread the word about Easy Allies and support us with your viewership or your comments, or just your eyeballs on our stuff. We really appreciate it. So that is Cup of Jones. Cheers, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful holiday. If this is the last time you see me in an episode of Cup of Jones before the end of 2018, Happy New Year and happy holidays. And I hope you are able to relax. I know we're going to kick back. I hope you have fun this weekend, and it can excuse this shorter pre-recorded episode of Cup of Jones. Again, if you are a Patreon supporter, got a little thirsty there, and you are going to be joining me next Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific time on patreon.com/easyallies for another episode of Cup of Jones. You can leave a question here if you're on Patreon. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you leave a question, we'll just talk about that on YouTube. But if you're on patreon.com and you leave a question, I'll answer those as well. I'll take questions from the last 2 weeks of episodes, and we will continue with Cup of Jones the way it was intended to be, which is live, to have a live Q&A with everybody and discuss more business and talk about all the fun stuff that we ate this holiday and all the fun stories that we shared with our friends and family. And cheers to everybody. Love and respect. Thanks for watching. See you later.